Your back hurts, your knees crack, you can barely get out of a chair, and you say, "I'm just old." No, you're just weak, and weakness is fixable. Everything you believe about aging is a lie you've been sold. You've been told that getting old means getting frail, getting sore, and slowing down. Society, your friends, maybe even your doctor, have all reinforced this idea that at 70, 80, or 90, you're supposed to be in decline. They call it normal aging. I call it what it is: a mass delusion. It's the result of years of neglect and inactivity. Let's get brutally honest. That back pain that greets you every morning, the knees that creak and grind with every step, the struggle to get up off the floor after playing with your grandkids. You tell yourself, "I'm just getting old." Wrong. You're not old. You're neglected. That pain, that stiffness, that weakness isn't a symptom of your age. It's a consequence of your choices. For years, you chose comfort over effort. You chose the chair over the walk. You chose to stop challenging your body, and now your body is failing you. And you're blaming the calendar. Who told you that 70 means pain? Who said you have to shuffle when you walk? Who convinced you that giving up on your physical strength was a sign of wisdom? Slug around. Society has been feeding you this lie for decades. Commercials show seniors needing help with everything. TV shows portray older characters as frail and helpless. We've been programmed to believe that decline is inevitable, and you accepted it without a fight. Now, let me show you what's actually normal. Here's a 75-year-old running a marathon. Here's an 80-year-old deadlifting more than you weigh. Here's a 72-year-old in a perfect yoga headstand. Are they genetic freaks? Are they exceptions? No, they are what's normal when you don't surrender your body to inactivity. You see a picture of a 70-year-old in pain, struggling to walk. And you see another picture of a 70-year-old athlete crossing a finish line. Both are 72, just have to choose which normal you're aiming for. Let's talk about your doctor. You went in with an aching back, and they said, "Well, what do you expect at your age?" Your doctor didn't lie to you. Not exactly. They lied by omission. It was easier to blame your birth certificate than to look you in the eye and say, "The reason you hurt is because your muscles are weak. You've let your body decondition for 20 years. You need to move. You need to get stronger." But that's a harder conversation, isn't it? It puts the responsibility back on you. So they gave you the easy out, and you took it. This leads to the acceptance trap. You say, "I'm 70. What do you expect?" That sentence sounds like wisdom, like graceful acceptance. But it's not. It's giving up. It's surrender disguised as maturity. You look at your friends who are also declining, who also complain about their aches and pains, and you think, "See? I'm normal." Great. You're all wrong together. It's a race to the bottom, and you're all congratulating each other on how well you're losing. Stop comparing yourself to other people who have given up. Start comparing yourself to what your body is actually capable of. Let's break down these so-called normal complaints. You have chronic back pain. That's not your spine disintegrating. That's a weak core that can no longer support your torso. Your knees hurt. For most people, that's not bone and bone grinding. It's weak quads and glutes that are failing to stabilize the joint, putting all the stress on the cartilage. You have no energy. That's not your age. That's a deconditioned heart and poor circulation from a sedentary lifestyle. Your body isn't old. It's just out of shape. These are not signs of aging. They are signs of disuse. And science backs this up. The medical term for age-related muscle loss is sarcopenia. For years, it was considered an inevitable part of aging. We now know that's completely false. Sarcopenia is almost entirely preventable, and even more importantly, it is reversible at any age. You can build muscle and strength in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. It's a simple formula. Stress a muscle. It adapts by getting stronger. It doesn't matter if you're 27 or 77. The biology is the same. Think about the progression of acceptance. It starts small. First, you accept the morning stiffness. Then, you accept that you can't lift the heavy groceries anymore. Then, you accept that you need to hold the handrail on the stairs. Then, you accept that you can't get on the floor to play with your grandkids. Then you accept that you can't travel. You accept limitation after limitation until you've accepted yourself into a state of dependence. You have to stop this process at step 1. Refuse to accept the pain. Refuse to accept the limitation. I hear stories all the time. A man I know, John, was 71. He told me I accepted I'd never be able to hike my favorite trail again. My knees just couldn't take it. He'd given up. Then, reluctantly, he started a simple strength program. Just bodyweight squats, lunges, and core work. A few months later, he sent me a picture from the summit of that trail. He said, now at 73, I do it 3 times a week. The only thing that was old was my attitude. This is not a permanent state. I don't care if you've been inactive for 20 or 30 years. That doesn't matter. In just 8 to 12 weeks of consistent, dedicated movement, you can fundamentally transform your body. You can go from feeling normally old to feeling exceptionally strong. You can reverse decades of decline in a matter of months. But you have to understand the cost of continuing to accept this lie. Every day, every week, every year that you accept decline as your reality, you lose more capacity, and some of that capacity becomes much harder or even impossible to get back. You're on a downward trajectory. Your kids and your loved ones see it. They are already planning for your future care based on the path you're on right now. They're worried about falls. They're worried about your independence. Do you want them to plan for your decline, or do you want to give them a completely different story to tell? A story of strength, vitality, and resilience. Your body at 70 doesn't need to hurt. It doesn't need to be weak. It doesn't need to limit you, but you need to stop accepting that it does. You need to reject the lie you've been sold. You need to rewrite the script. So, I'm challenging you. Stop blaming your age. Start blaming your choices. And then change them. Don't do it next week. Don't wait until Monday. Do it today. Right now. After this video, get up and go for a walk. Do 10 squats holding onto a counter. Decide that today is the day your decline stops and your strength begins. Reject the lie. Start today. Thanks for watching.